Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're going to take a look at the VDB that comes on the Lincoln pennies. The VDB has been there since 1909, though not always in the same spot. So let's look at this penny. This is the 2021 penny, and you can tell the newer pennies, the more you magnify them and the more light you give them, the worse they look. So if you're going to get one of the newer pennies, get it in an uncirculated roll or get it for an uncirculated mint set or some other way, because if you get them and they've been handled at all, they often just don't keep well. It says, "In God We Trust" at the top, Liberty behind Lincoln, 2021 under his chin, got the nice bow tie there. And the VDB is way down here for Victor David Brenner. And so let's see where that was on the original coins. Actually, first let's look at the back, because the back is different, way different. It says United States of America here, e pluribus unum, 1 cent. There's an LB there for Lyndall Bass, and then there's a JFM over here for Joseph F. Mena, and this is the so-called shield reverse cent, the third version of the Lincoln penny. The first version was the wheat ears, the second was the Lincoln Memorial, and the third is this shield reverse. Now, in 1909, they came out with a new penny, the Lincoln penny. Prior to that, it had been the Indian head penny, which is actually Lady Liberty wearing a headdress. This is not an Indian or Native American in any way. They put a headdress on Lady Liberty as she looks to the left. It says United States of America, 1905. And if you have a good one of these, you can read the Liberty right here. On the back of these Indian head cents, we see that there is a shield on the top, so that kind of goes to the newer one. It says 1 cent in the center, and then there's this wreath that goes around. And no mint mark on this particular one. In 1909, they stopped making these. They made some Indian head cents in 1909, so look for them. And they came out with this Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny from 1909 comes in a couple different versions. It comes in the VDB version. And if you look at this, you're going, okay, where's the VDB? And this is 1909 on top. And there is no VDB there because in 1909, that's not where you would find it. So there won't be any VDBs on any of these on the truncation of the neck, because that's not where it would be. So let's look and see if we can find out where it would be. There's the year 1909. There is, so this one's a really good one. So we have the wheat ears cents. It says e pluribus unum at the top, 1 cent here, United States of America, all on the back. And here we have a V, a D, and a B. You want to watch out that these weren't, somebody didn't put these on. But for this particular coin, this coin's only worth 12 to 15 bucks. So it'd be a lot of work to put this on. But the way that you can tell is you look at this B back here, and you see how it slants down this way, and actually the bottom slants up the other way. If you get this straight, if the V looks straight, the D looks straight, and the B looks straight up and down and side to side horizontal, then you know it might be a fake one. You know it is a fake one because the B's on these kind of tip up. So that's how you could find them. So let's look at that one. That's the VDB 1909, and they made 28 million of these. And these are worth probably, this one in this condition is probably worth about 12 bucks. Here's another one with a really faded VDB. And you can see on this one, sometimes you get the dots after the V, the D, and the B are much more evident than they are on some of the other ones. And you don't clean them, but there is dots on this one. You just can't see them very well. But on this one, you can really see the dots. But you see how it kind of got folded over into the edge of the penny a little bit. But this is another VDB right here from 1909. Now, the other way that these came was without the VDB. And that's this one here. So 28 million of the VDBs and 72.7 million of the nothings. So on the back of the 1909, it's not a VDB. There's no VDB anywhere on the coin. And here's another one of them. And this is, and you can see how this kind of got worn, but that they didn't wear the VDB off this. It just was never on there. So 72 million of these. So in other words, you know this one's not going to be worth as much, and this one isn't worth as much. It's worth $2 to $3 without the VDB on it. Now, what about the expensive ones? Well, if you were going to put a VDB on the back, what you want to do is put it on the back of a San Francisco mint penny. And so you'd put it right here, an S there. Because if there's not an S there, this is worth $10 to $12. If there's an S there, this is going to be worth $500 to $700 if it has a VDB on the back. What's the S look like? Well, you can't mistake it. The S looks like this. So if you found a 1909 with an S on it, you're talking $500 to $700. Watch out for the fake S's, because they put some of those on too. And there's identifiers you can find on the internet to make sure you got a good S. We just picked 1918 because we had both the S and the D for it. Now, what about the Denver Mint in 1909? They didn't produce any. They didn't produce any Denver Mint pennies until 1911. But the San Francisco Mint did produce 1.8 million of them, and without the VDB, and 484,000 with the VDB. So if you can find the 1909 S with the VDB, you're talking $500 to $700. Without the VDB, you're talking probably still $50 to $60. So look for the S if you can look for it in the 1909s. All right, well, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. So it's this S on this coin equals big bucks. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.